Hi guys, today we'll read another new book. It's called Across the Meadow. It's one of my favorite book in grade 2. Yeah, we always have the chapters. Okay, now we'll read our first poems in this story. It's called There is a place. There is a place where breathes will play with daisy, topped with dew. The mountains jumps and the valleys slide into the water blue, where sunbeams swing from cloud to cloud and leaves spin round and round. The river somersaults through fields of cover ground. There is a place where rabbits bounce and rainbows paint the sky, where robins twitter words of cheer to squirrels as they fly. There is a place where butterflies twirl gently all day long, where every small children has a dream and every heart a song. Now we'll read word to practice. In a sleep. A. Afar, along, amazed, across, around, a walk, away, a walk, amount. And also a. Almost, already, altogether, always. Being, because, be. Became, behind, below, beside, belong, become, behold, befriend. Enjoy, enable, enclose, enjoyment, encounter, engage, enlarge. Unbutton, unable, untold, unless, unbroke, unlocked, unlike, unknown, unhappy. Could, oult, urd. Enough, ough, of. Should, rough, would, tough. Now we'll read the first stories in this book. It's called August and the Ducks. Once there was a very young little dog whose name was August, because his mother and his father came from Scotland, although the rest of August was quite small. His hands were very large, and so were his feet. August was curious about many places and many things. He was curious about what lived under the sofa and in the dark corners, and who was the little dog in the mirror. He was curious about things which come apart and those things which don't come apart, such as slippers and gentlemen's supper's name, and things like that. August was also curious about things outdoors, but he could not find much about them because of a leash. The leash was fastened at the one end to the collar around his neck, and at the other end to somebody else. But August was most curious of all about a noise which came from the other side of the large greenhouse at the end of the garden. The noise usually sounded like this: quack, quack, quackly, quack. But sometimes it sounded like this: quackly, 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 quack. One day the door between outdoors and indoors was left open by mistake, and that went August without the leash or somebody else. Down the little path he ran until he came to a large greenhouse at the end of the garden. He tried to go around it, but it was too long. He tried to go over it, but it was much too high. So August went under the large green hedge and came out on the other side. There Directly in front of him were two white ducks. They are marching forward, one foot up and one foot down. Quack, quack, quackly quack, August said. Woof! Away went the ducks, all of a flutter. Quackily, 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 quackily. August followed after. Soon the ducks stopped it by a stone water trough under a mulberry tree. August stopped too. Each duck dipped a yellow bill in the clear, cool water. August watches. Each duck took a long drink of cool, clear water. Still, August wanted. Each duck took another long drink of cool water. When August said, "Woof!" away the ducks scooted, and August lapped the cool, clear water. Birds sang in the mulberry tree. The sun made a pattern through the leaves over the grass. The ducks tucked together. Quack, quack, quack. Then hiss, hiss. The first duck napped it. I could tell. Hiss, hiss. The second duck flapped its wings. August grabbed it under the large green hedge, skirted up the little path, and scrambled into the house and crawled under the sofa. For exactly 3 minutes by the clock, August was not curious about anything at all. Now I read you another poem. It's called Rabbits. Rabbits are dressed in velvet coats and white velvet shoes, and just as fast as the wind they run, as often as they choose. A rabbit sitting by a bush feels rain upon his nose, and suddenly decides to go, and up away he goes, across a field, and down a hill, and through a green meadow around ground. It must be fun to run, 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 and never make a sound. Now I will read you a special story about God. It's called A Trip to God's House. Jesus was 12 years old now, and he was going to a special trip with Mary and Joseph, his father, and the rest of the family. He was traveling nearly 80 miles to visit God's house in Jerusalem. Each day, Jesus and his family walked in and talked it with their friends. Each night, they sat around a campfire and slept under the stars. When the people came to Jerusalem, they went to God's house to worship. Jesus went too. He liked it to visit God's house. He liked to hear the teacher talk about God. At last, it was time for the people to go home. Mary and Joseph left Jerusalem with their friends. They started on a long trip back. "Where's Jesus?" Mary asked Joseph as they walked along. "He thought he was with some friends," Joseph answered. Mary and Joseph looked everywhere, but Jesus was not with any of their friends. Quickly, they turned back toward Columbus to look for Jesus. For three days, Mary and Joseph searches. "Have you seen a 12-year-old named Jesus?" they asked everyone they met, but no one had seen him. At last, they went to the temple. There, they saw Jesus talking with a teacher in God's house. The teacher was amazed to hear so much Jesus knew about God. "We have been worried about you," Mary told Jesus. But Jesus answered, "Didn't you know I would be here doing my Father's business?" After Jesus said goodbye to the teachers, he went back to Nazareth with Joseph and Mary. Each year, Jesus not only grew stronger, but he also grew wiser and closer to those around him. He pleases God very much to watch Jesus growing, showing love to everyone he met and bringing glory to his heavenly. I'll read you another poem, and it's called The Boy and the Wind. The Boy and the Wind. A boy one day went out to play. went out to play. Toy in the bright spring weather. The wind and he, right merry, did often play together. He made a kite both strong and light. By long and padding try, the wind thought he would playfully be, and help me in its flying. The wind came past, the boy ran fast. The kite pulled it. The kite rose and higher. Hard pulled the kite. Oh, splendid sight! It was another flight. He made a boat to set afloat upon the rocket flowing. The March winds blew the meadow through south, and kept the sailing boat going. So day by day, in the merry play, the boy and the wind together did stand aloft, and the kite and the boat out in the wind marched. Okay, now I read you a very funny story. This is called Tom Tom. At a beautiful farm on the countryside, there was a large pen of the chickens. The chickens had a nice coop to keep them warm in the winter and dry in the spring. A wire fence ran all the way across around the pen, and the ground was covered in soft dust. One day, a hen named Tomnat was walking near the fence when she heard a chuckle. She looked it up quickly. There, on the other side of the fence, was an animal she had never seen before. The strange animals had a lovely, thick red coat and a soft, bushy tail. "Oh my," said Tomnat, "your coat is splendid. I wish I were beautiful as yours." The animal swishes her tail and gave a sly grin. She thought of a plan. "This old red coat," she grinned. "Why, I look terrible plain standing next to such a beautiful head." "Me?" Tomnat chuckled in shock. "Oh yes," said the animals. "Look at your pearl white feathers and your fine red comb. All the farm animals must be admire your beauty. I suppose they will admire me if they could see me. This fence is always in the way," said Tomnat. "What a shame," the animal said, as she flickered her fluffy tail and struck it in the wood. When she was gone, Tomnat looked it over her white feather and her red comb. Then she began to pout. "Cluck, cluck, cluck," said Tomnat as she walked around the pen. I am much too lovely for this play. What do you say?" asked the rooster. "I'm not like these sappy old hens," Tomnat added. "I'm the finest animal on the farm. I'm going over the fence so other farm animals can see me." The rooster shook himself and cried, "Don't go there." And all the hens chuckled. "Oh no, not there." But Tomnat, as she pleasant, and over the fence she went. She walked it down the road to show her lovely top comb. How proud she was as she walked it down the road to the barn. The strange red animal slipped it out of the wood and caught Tomnat by the neck. The rooster crowed loudly, "A fox! A fox! Come and help!" All the animals from came running to help Tomnat. The cow moved it, the horse neighed it, the goat charged at the fox. This frightened the fox so much that she let Tomnat go and skirted back into the woods. Tomnat was glad to get away and ran home as fast as she could. When she was safe inside the fence again, she looked at herself over. The lovely white feathers around her neck was gone. Then she began to cry. "See how I look. Now you know," said the rooster. "It is not good to be proud." Tomnat hung her head. She knew that her pride had gotten her in trouble. From that time on, she was very glad to stay in the pen with other chickens. Okay, now we'll Again, read the words for watch words. Wrinkle, wrinkle, W-R, wrinkle, R. Wrap, wrist, right, writing, wrong, ran. And hair, A-I-R, air, aircraft, airmail, airport, fairness, stare, cheers. Full and beautiful, F-U-L, full. Dreadful, playful, thankful, truthful, wonderful, useful, helpful, wiseful. Air and care, air. Careful, stare, fair, spare, hair, share, square, declare. Tin mountain, T-A-I-N, Chur and pasture, T-U-R-E, chur, captain, capture, furniture, fountain. Okay, now I raise you another story. It's called Katie's Choice. Katie lay in bed where she had been all day. How she wished she could live today over again. Things would be different. It all started when Mom woke her up this morning. Katie, time to get up, says Mom. You have some chores to do outside with Dad. Katie didn't want to work in the backyard. She wanted to go back to sleep. So she quickly thought about what she could tell Mom. Then she had an idea. My head hurts, Carrie moaned, and I have a stomach ache. She admitted Katie really didn't have a stomach ache, but she didn't know how else to get out of doing chores. Oh no, I hope you aren't coming down with some things, Mom says. Where does your tummy hurt? Katie pointed to one spot and then another. Here, she said. Said Mom. Maybe you should stay in bed and get some rest. Okay, says Katie. Katie felt a little bad about being dishonest with her mom. It's really not a big deal that I faked a stomach ache, she says to herself. Besides, getting more sleep is a good thing. A little while, Mom bought Katie some soup. Katie didn't need soup because she didn't have a stomach ache. What she really wants was a pizza and cake Mom had made for the rest of the family. That smells so good, Katie said to herself, but she could not tell her mom that. So she ate the soup and tried not to think of the other food. Later that afternoon, the phone rang, but by this point, Katie was getting pretty eager to get up and play. Hello, Sarah, says Mom. Oh, skating sounds like fun. It was Sarah, Katie's friend. Sarah is going to skating. I want to go, Katie said to herself when she overheard Mom on the phone. I'm sorry, Sarah, says Mom. Katie is sick in bed today. She won't be able to go. The afternoon dragged by with nothing to do except think about Sarah skating without her. At supper, Mom bought more soup, and I thought to herself, Katie had enough soup. She could not pretend anymore. As the tears slid down her cheek, she says, Mom, I was never sick. I told you I was because I didn't want to get up and do chores. I see, Mom said. Why are you telling me this now? I missed it being able to skate with Sarah, Katie said as she looked away from Mom and down at her pillow. I haven't had much to eat all day. I'm starving. Is that all, Mom said? No, girls, I didn't want to talk to you all day because I didn't tell the truth and I knew it was wrong. I'm really sorry. Mom looked at Katie and sat down next to her on the bed. I'm disappointed in what you did, but I'm glad you finally told me the truth. I forgive you, but more importantly, you need to ask God to forgive you. I don't know if I should talk to him neither, Katie replied. Does God still love me even though I disobey him? Asked Kaden. Yes, says Mom, and I do too. You did miss out a lot of fun today, and you felt like you couldn't talk to your family. Just remember, when you do wrong, you lose fellowship and with God and those you miss great. I know that now, Katie answered. Katie asked God to forgive her and help her remember and cause her for disobeying. Okay guys, this is the end of this video, and I'll give you a little hint of tomorrow. This will call Our Little Echo. It's a poem that I like. Okay, bye guys.